In today's episode, we'll be looking at the jar and the marker and how you can use a cardboard circle to teach a lesson about inertia. Inertia, among other things, tells us that an object at rest stays at rest until it's acted on by an outside force. And so once it begins, then it goes until it is acted upon again by either gravity, friction, whatever, and it stops. So we're going to put the cardboard circle here on top of the jar. On top of that, we'll put the marker. And then we will increase the energy and the motion of the circle. Pull it out from under the marker. The marker should go down inside the jar. So we'll give this a try and see how it works. As I say often, if the demonstration fails or if you make a mistake, it's not a problem with the science, it's just a problem with the execution. And we teach a lesson about failure and trying again. So let's try it. We'll see how it turns out. And if it doesn't work, then we'll explain why it didn't work, and we'll go again and see if we can get it performed in a proper way that'll be say, and you're looking for that little ah moment, wow. So let's see if we can wow. So we'll take our marker on top of our little balanced circle, and this is part of the tricky part, is just getting that marker to stay up there where it's supposed to, as so. And you see the vertical axis here, it lines up with the circle or the hole in the top of the jar there. And what we're going to do is yank the circle out in one straight horizontal motion. Theoretically, pull it out from under the marker. The marker will then drop directly into the jar. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3. Just so. All right, and so this, you see, what has happened is we pulled the circle out of the way. The marker, it's similar to when you're pulling this tablecloth out from under something on the table. You jerk that cloth out and everything, the weight of it and the friction. There wasn't so much friction that we're able to get this pulled out here, and then gravity took it straight down. If we had, there are plenty of ways to mess this up. You can pull it out too slowly and it just falls off, or you can pull it out a way that makes it tilt. And so the important things to remember are straight out, quickly. And so you're overcoming what little friction there is between the marker and the circle. Now this circle with this diameter seems to work as well, or really better than most of the others that I've tried, and I've tried a lot. This one is about 4.5 inches across, and it's 3/4 of an inch wide. So this was just something left from, I don't know, maybe a ribbon, a roll of ribbon. I don't know exactly where it came from. But we have some others to show why this one works the best. Now the small one is about the same same width, but you put it up here, and it's hard to get the marker to sit on it and to balance. And the reason being, you've got just enough surface area here to keep it from rocking, whereas here you don't have as much. You would have to get it balanced very precisely. So the small one doesn't work. This one is a little wider, but it's the same diameter, and it seems to do okay. It's doable. I just prefer the other one. I don't know for what reason, other than just personal preference. But this one, you see, it's a little off center, so let's see what happens. Still, you can get it to work. It's sometimes a very forgiving experiment, other times not so much. And you see here that the problem with this one is it's wider. It's a little bit more, a little wider this way, but it's also a little bit bigger in diameter as well. The problem comes in with the size of the hole in your jar. Now this would work in something with a bigger diameter, but then you lose some of the effect, because hitting a small hole like that is one of the things that's very impressive. But you put this up here, and it doesn't want to sit still. See, it's moving, and so when you do get it to balance, then it's exponentially harder than to get this up here, because you have to be, again, so precise. So this rolls across here very easily. This rests down inside. So you want to go with something like that. Then you can also use a larger marker. You can see this marker is almost the same size as the diameter of the hole in the jar. Let's try this and see what happens. Again, if one of these doesn't work at some point, then you have the opportunity to talk about we keep trying. So let's give this one a try. It's up here, the big Magnum 44 permanent marker. So let's see what happens when we take it out. Again, coming in, 2 fingers coming in right there, grabbing it in the middle of the circle and just yanking it straight out, not down, not up, straight out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Now see how that one did not come out as fast, and so it pulled. The friction made the marker do like that, and so it hit like this instead of down. So like I say, you'll have plenty of opportunity to talk about you don't quit, you keep trying, and again, the principles of inertia, the principles of science, they hold, and they're true, and they're dependable. It's the execution sometimes that is off. So let's try this again. I'll be sure to go in a little faster because I think I hesitated a little. So let's just see. There we go. You see, and this one being a bigger marker, again, you get a little bit more of a wow factor because you say, oh, it's almost the same size. You think we can hit that one, and then you can do that. So this is the bottle and marker, and teaching about inertia and overcoming that. You can also you can go into as much detail as you like. You can talk about the friction. You can talk about diameters. There's a lot of things you can use to do, or you can just do the wow factor and then move right on. You don't even have to necessarily explain the science behind it, but I thought you might be interested, and you also might be interested in some of the ways that I've messed up, so maybe you can avoid some of the mistakes that I've made. So for now, this is Herk's Workshop,